Record highs. You've got to love it when we get to sit down on a Friday and talk about the actual stock market, not some cryptocurrency, reaching record highs and record highs once again. Now I know, you know a guy that knows a guy that made a whole bunch of money in Bitcoin, right? He's been in it since 2010 or whatever the story is. But I know a guy that know a ton of guys that make money in the real stock market, and things have been up for such a long time. We just keep getting these record highs. It's almost at a point now where I think it's becoming a bit of a passé news story, like we're expecting things to be this well. But I want to say to everybody out there, if you have not been capitalizing on a market and an economy in the United States that is thriving in 2017, these record highs aren't going to last forever. I'm Cody from Wall Street Breakdown. Today the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 closed out another trading week at record highs. The Dow Jones up 0.4% on the week, closing out the week at 24,329. The S&P 500 up 0.3% on the week, closing out the week at 2,651. Hooray for some record highs that have nothing to do with monopoly money, cryptocurrency, stuff that we've been talking about far too much. These are real companies selling real products, doing real services, owned by shareholders that are doing really well. And we're happy for you guys out there that are in the market, thriving right now. Kudos for everyone who's decided to stick it out in the real economy and actually see real money and real returns and not a whole bunch of speculation. Now, they're giving a bunch of the credit to the record highs today, the closing out price, to the jobs report that we got this morning in the United States, even though the jobs report came in somewhat mixed, with wage growth not being too outstanding month over month. But when you look at the numbers year over year, the wage growth from November of 2017 to November of 2016 actually up 2.5%, which is outpacing inflation by a little bit. Non-farm payrolls up 228,000 versus the 200,000 that they were estimating. So that's a pretty good bump as far as estimates go. And the unemployment number stayed steady at 4.1%. But let's keep in mind that unemployment rate is actually about 3% if you've got a bachelor's degree or better. So if you're a relatively well-educated person, you've got a lot of employment options out there, and this just bodes well for anybody thinking about potentially pursuing post-secondary education when they get out of high school. For all my fans under the age of 18, your education is very important. Make sure you're out there doing your due diligence as far as your career and your career options go in the future. Now, we would be remiss to remind you that the Fed does meet next week, and a rate hike, while not guaranteed, is definitely on the board. When you combine a strong economy with job growth, it's pretty tough to assume that if not this meeting, the next meeting, the Fed is going to be raising that interest rate. We could be seeing that as soon as next week. But for right now, for Friday, going into the weekend, let's all celebrate the fact that things are doing as marvelous as they are in the United States. Record highs for the Dow Jones, record highs for the S&P 500. And brace yourself. Sunday, futures trading on the CBOE starts for Bitcoin. We've been hearing a lot of news about big money coming into the market and potentially taking short positions to watch a lot of the overzealous Bitcoin investors possibly lose their hat in the process. We all know that when big money gets involved, they can definitely tailor the price in a certain direction. So anybody invested in Bitcoin right now might want to think about taking a little money off the table, even though the price has been going down since the high of over 19,000 the other day. I would definitely warn you to be thinking about what could potentially be coming, as buying the rumor is a lot different than buying the actual news. And when trading starts on Sunday, things could become a little hairy in that market. That's for sure. I'm definitely not saying it's going to be, but I would like you to do your due diligence and take in all the considerations of how things may play out as the big money gets involved and short positions for Bitcoin are finally available to be traded. I'm Cody from Wall Street Breakdown. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, thumbs up for this video, all videos, thumbs up for you guys having an excellent weekend, and comments. We love hearing from you. We want to know what you think, and we want you guys to have a Merry Christmas, even though it's not Christmas yet. I put up the Christmas tree. The kids wanted it. They wanted that Christmas tree up, and now the Christmas tree's up, and I figured we might as well put it in the background just to add a little bit of a festive spirit to these record highs that everyone's got to be basking in. You guys out there in YouTube land, have yourselves an excellent and safe weekend.